Hey guys, Danny here with well, another video. But this video, we're actually gonna have a sketchbook tour, because I feel like I should share more of like more. I feel like I should share more of like what I'm going to actually be drawing, and then like you can also get an input on my little brain, I guess, and like the process of how I go through everything, I guess, if that makes sense. Anyways, this is my first sketchbook that I've ever actually filled and or consistently drew in, because in the past I always had like a perfectionist mindset, and with that mindset I would constantly struggle with actually drawing things. So I would spend hours and hours on Pinterest doom scrolling trying to find something to draw, but never actually willing to draw anything. I considered myself an artist before, but like when I would draw, I would like actually like get into it and uh try to full on try to be sorry try to bring out my full potential drawing wise, which is why I always like struggled to actually find something to draw, because I never actually planned things out and I just tried to look for things that I thought I could do, except I never actually was bold enough to actually push myself to actually draw and get stuff down. um so yeah, anyways, here's the first sketchbook, I guess. I actually just recently finished this around the end of last year because, well, it took me a while to actually like get back into art and all of that stuff, especially late in college because of like the cancer diagnosis and everything that I had going on. I had multiple existential crises and like identity crises as well, on like what what or who I was as a person, really. Um anyways, moving forward, I'm just gonna start with the sketchbook tour. You guys don't really need to listen to me ramble um on and on, I guess. But yeah. Oh, I guess I started at the beginning of last year, but like actually finished it towards the end of last year. um School and everything was like quite stressful, especially like around the end there, because of the fact that I was constantly having appointments, I was constantly dealing with nausea, pain, etc., etc., whatever. um okay. And then under this sticky note that's like covering it, is my personal info, which is why I covered it. But then under that, I have like goals and stuff on what to draw in the sketchbook. I don't get most of those goals done, but yeah, yeah. Anyways, I just hope you guys enjoy the sketchbook. Um, on the next page, I have a meet the artist page, but I completely covered up my photo with a sticky note because I'm self-conscious and still haven't really bothered to bring out my face on this channel. Really don't feel like doing that anytime soon though. Uh, anyways, yeah, I got a full list of likes and dislikes. Um, I'm pretty sure some of these things have like changed on both sides recently, because I don't know, a lot of things constantly change with my body and my brain, that I'm constantly like looking and searching for new things and trying new stuff, because I guess I like to do new things. Um and I also like to learn a lot of cool things as well. This was a cover up page. I was covering it up, or covering up a bad drawing or something, I'm pretty sure. I assume that's what it is anyways. But I did it with ink and pen. Um yeah, I guess sometimes I just needed a little reminder. Um anyways, I drew some little rats with some fruit and named one of them caramel, one of them mocha. I'm not really sure why. I was just in like little funk that day and just felt like drawing rats with fruit, I guess. And then I also drew some sharks. I don't really know what I was trying to go for here, but I mean, I liked how it ended out in the end, so I'm not gonna, you know, hate on it either. um, I have some sketches of a cat, I guess. Um, yeah, no comment. I like cats. I just really, really like cats. I actually have a cat, obviously, as you can see with my profile picture and half of, or more than half of my content now. Yeah. And then I was trying to go for like a crossover of like, I guess, ice cream and an octopus. It didn't really work out how I wanted it, obviously, because you can't really see the octopus part of it. Neither can I, but like, I mean, I guess I like it for what it is. I feel like I could have added more value though, and like shading and stuff. Maybe more highlights as well. This is my first time trying like to do a map. I don't really know if I liked it or not. I don't really think I did, but I mean, I had fun with it for being my first map. Um, and I also tried to do some head studies because I don't know. I guess I was wanting to learn anatomy so I can actually draw characters and stuff one day. Um, I hope soon. um, more uh facial anatomy, and then this is like eye studies that I was trying to do as well. I feel like it's quite a little messy, but like that's okay. I don't really know what I was expecting for being my first time studying this stuff. Nose studies, lip studies. I had fun with these. It was a little bit easy at the time, but like the more that I keep drawing faces, the little bit harder it gets. But like I'm also getting better at it, I suppose. I would say so at least. Um, Ear studies, also part of the head and facial anatomy that I was trying to study. And then here I drew Jim Carrey. I'm not really sure if you can see it very well. I tried. I was probably not very good on the proportions, of course, because of like the nose and stuff. It doesn't really line up with where it's supposed to go now that I know where to put it. Same with like the mouth. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. I'm not really sure if you can see this page, but it was it's supposed to be a sketch of like a triceratops. Like this is supposed to be the skull, and then this is supposed to be like the actual animal drawn out. I think I messed up on the proportions though. Body to whatever else ratio, or I guess the main torso to everything else, really. And then here is me drawing with pen after making sketches with colored pencil. I'm a fan of the teeth and the bones. I I really tried to do a pelvis here, but like the intent was there. um, and then I tried to do human figure body anatomy, or at least that was the intention. It seems like I did like to study, but didn't really do as much studies as I wanted to initially, of course, because I didn't really know where to start. And so I was going like all over the place at once. Anyways, yeah. And then here's the legs, arms. Yeah, this is the women's side or women's body type, and then this is supposed to be the male type. And then these arms and legs studies are actually both have female and male. some hand and feet studies that I tried to do. Gotta learn it at some point, you know. um, it wasn't really well, I guess I'm not really a fan of it now, but like I'm not a fan of the fact that I was using colored pencil because I'm not very able to see the guidelines and proportions as well as I would like to. But I'm sure I can also like just go over it at some point with like pen if I don't end up just doing the studies somewhere else in a different sketchbook or something. Here's me trying to do some forms, also form studies. This was supposed to be composition studies, but I'm not really sure where I was trying to go with it. I mean, I obviously tried to do like the composition stuff, but like you can't really see what I was trying to do with the composition and like how the background and all that stuff would look as an example of said composition. And then here I was trying to do some textures, but then after a certain point, I'm pretty sure I got mad for some reason or at some time. I'm not really sure. It was over the summer of last year. um, Pretty sure I got like mad after this point. I don't know. I don't remember why I was mad either. So, anyways, and then here's some shadow values, or at least again intention. Probably should have lightened this one up a little bit more, and probably should have filled out the rest of the page, honestly. um, and then here I tried to do point perspectives, but then like you can't really see it because I guess it was like mostly covered up by this watercolor page that I have. Um, I got some new watercolors since doing this page, as I didn't like how cloudy and everything this was popping up. My watercolors were too old at the time when I did this. I still needed to buy new watercolors, but now I have new watercolors, so it's gonna look a lot better than this now. If whenever I try to do color studies again. And then here was me trying to do not still life. Sorry, more body anatomy, but like people doing action poses and like stuff. I don't remember what it's called. I'm sorry. um, Here's some more. Um, I'm a fan of some of the poses, and like I do feel like I was doing good with these for being new to drawing body proportions and stuff. I do see where I can work on some more. Um, yeah, some more hands. I I enjoy drawing hands at some point. Like way before the sketchbook, of course. I was in like middle school, but like I don't know. I would like to draw hands, but I never actually had anything to show for it at some point because I guess I threw them all away or something. I don't know what happened to all of my old art, but it's like gone. I've moved like twice since then. So yeah, who knows? Um some more hand studies, and then I did with those same watercolors actually because I still hadn't gotten the new watercolors. Um I drew these danger noodles, which is actually just snakes because I don't know, I thought snakes were very cute. Here's some more hand studies. Here's an art, no, not art, sorry, pen drawing that I made of a heart, a normal heart with pen, obviously, three different shades, black, red, and white. I had a lot of fun doing this. I actually really liked this. I do think I would change the colors on it and like change how it is if I were to try to do it again. Here's some more facial expressions and practicing that I was trying to do at one point. Looking back now, I don't like a lot of these. I think this is the only one I'm content with. But like, I'm not really hating on it. I'm just not a fan of it. Mainly because, that was like the beginning of me studying portraits and like facial or just the facial expression and stuff. Here's another drawing that I tried to do. Proportions are whack again, of course. Could have made the mouth a little smaller, but I really like this Anakin Skywalker drawing that I tried to make. Yeah, that was the second portrait that I tried to do. Big fan of it. Really like Star Wars. I think Anakin was like my first favorite Skywalker. Sorry, I can't find any words today, apparently. Um, Here was a sticker that I tried to make. I did end up making the sticker, but it ended up being too dark for me to actually be content with it. So it didn't come out the way that I wanted it to. But um, I did like it in the end, how adorable it was. But maybe I would, going back on it now, make the colors a little lighter. And then here's some bug drawings that I was trying to do because this was when I was like also trying to get like into oddities and actually make it or start my collection of it. And I was also trying to learn to draw bugs because I was starting to get a pen pal at this point for the month of October of last year. Um, and I found out that we both really like bugs and like dead things. um, so this is like my first beginning journey of drawing bugs. And then here's another. I guess I just really wanted to draw this day. Like just draw simple things that I drew, like a bat. And then here's the pumpkin. And then that one cat meme? Yeah, it's supposed to be this one. Well, I tried to make it that cat meme at least. It definitely looks out of proportion a bit, but if you can recognize it, as long as you can recognize it or someone can. Here's some more drawings of bugs that I really liked to do. Probably should have thrown in some more like shading or something, but I mean it's pretty good for simplifying it to its basics. Um, Here's a still life sketch that I tried to do. I don't really think you can tell it on the camera or not, but like it's supposed to be. It was also from Pinterest, but I think I got the proportions wrong again. maybe I should Maybe I should really work on my proportions because I seem to have a huge trouble with it. Um, yeah, looking back on this now, I think I'm gonna start to work on that soon. I tried to do some movie stills. Got it from Pinterest. Certain ones, uh, they're all different photos and like different movies and stuff. I don't have a specific one I was getting any of my references from, but yeah, I'm actually quite content with this pen work. um, as for this, I love it. It's like one of my favorite drawings in the sketchbook, and not this. I dislike this. I messed up with the blueberries. I don't know what went wrong, okay? Anyways. And I guess here's just a page of me like needing to test stuff on the paper as I'm drawing. And then these are supposed to be thumbnails, or thumbnails are supposed to be like little practice designs. Well, they're supposed to be smaller than this, but like I decided to just make 3 because I was like, okay, I need to fit the certain size, yada yada. So yeah, I ended up with this. because this was me trying to plan out my pen pals, the drawings that I was making for my pen pal for the first month of October. The first time that we like actually reached out to each other, mail wise and everything else. And then this is the beginning of Inktober. Um, I'm actually really excited to share this because I completely forgot that I had Inktober in this. This is supposed. This was actually a different Inktober prompts. So this one is supposed to be day one title page for the Inktober. I don't know why I couldn't be more creative than this, but anyways, whatever. Day two is supposed to be an autumn vision board. I wanted to see movies and like have a campfire, maybe make some soup, pie, turn on some candles, go to the movie theaters, wear sweaters. Yeah, that all honestly it sounds fun. So does an autumn photo shoot. I I would honestly be so down for it, but like I'm at the point now where I don't like the camera. Here's another one, fortune teller. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. I'm not a fan of this work for obvious reasons, but I do think some things could have been worked on better for it to come out better. Maybe in the future I'll come back on it and just change it, make it better. Maybe when I'm a lot more experienced in facial, body, and like hands, definitely. And then this is, oops, this is supposed to be a movie theater for like ghosts and like ghouls and monsters from Halloween. The day four was supposed to be spooky cinema, or at least that's what the prompt was. And then day five, it was in the attic, so I just drew like a whole room in an attic. It's mostly empty because it's an attic. Um, I don't really know anyone who would use an attic besides like as an actual room because I would do that personally. Um, Day six, myths, legends, and tales. I decided to draw Mothman or a version of Mothman. Not content with the hands or legs or the body, but like I had no experience with any of that stuff at this point still. And that's supposed to be some woods on fire. Oops, skip the page. Okay, and then this is supposed to be, if I can find the prompt on the page, day seven, haunted coffee shop. Yes, of course. I don't know why I didn't just see that and like be like, oh, this is a coffee shop. This is obviously a coffee shop. One of my favorite drawings, same with this one, which is uh I don't remember what it's called. It starts with a G, but like it's supposed to be a creature of the night. Um I'm sorry, I really don't remember the name of these. Dang it. I also forgot to like completely shade this part of the leg or the other leg. So like you can't really see the leg because it's like back here and it's not even filled in. I completely missed that and when I was looking back on it, I was like, oh, oops, and then didn't really care to like actually keep going on it. These are some of my favorites because day nine, ripped and torn. I decided to attach like the cat's skull with like the cat, as you can see. Definitely one of my favorite drawings. This one is day 10, shipwrecked. Okay, sorry, I can't really read like most of the stuff that I write in here because it's very small. I really do like the ship and how it ended up being. I'm not a fan of like the ground and all that stuff or like the rocks, but I can't really do anything about that now. Um, Day 11 and Erie Island. I tried to make like the a devil's face or something like that, and use these as like the eyes, the nose, and then like the horn. But like I don't know if it's as I don't know if it's how I want to describe an eerie island because it doesn't seem very eerie to me. Day 12, an abandoned cottage. I think I just did that as the simplest as I could because I spent so much time on these two prompts. I think I spent like 4 days total for like both of them, 2 days each. I probably shouldn't have done that, but oh well. Um, Day 13, poison garden. It's supposed to be like a little greenhouse or the inside of a greenhouse, but like it doesn't really. Maybe I should have put in some shading. I'm not really sure. I also really messed up on like the lines a lot. I'm not a fan of it, but like I do see how I could easily improve it. Here's day 14, vintage Halloween. I honestly just found some vintage designs on Pinterest and took them from there because I needed to get something down for the day, of course. Here's another one, day 15, Coven. My skills were getting worse, obviously. um, because I was not practicing on facial portraits anymore. I was not practicing on the human body. So it ended up this ended up being the way it is. It's not one of my favorites, but it'll do for Inktober. Stained glass. I got this off of Pinterest as well. Um, yeah, I just ended up getting a default design from Pinterest and putting it in because I was running out of time and um, the end of the month was nearing for Inktober. Day 17, runes and relics. I ended up deciding to use Elder Soul. I'm sorry. Uther runes? I'm not sure. I don't remember. I can't even read my own handwriting apparently. Um yeah, it's supposed to be Elder something runes. You guys might know it better than I do, but like sorry. Nightmares. I tried drawing my bed, but then I obviously had a mess of proportions and all that stuff, so or well, I tried to draw my room and like draw a little monster or something to indicate a nightmare. I didn't like how it ended up. Um, I can't really do anything about it now, but it did the job for Inktober. Day 19, lanterns and candles. I actually had fun doing this one, but I definitely do think I could have actually tried harder on like making the lines and stuff, especially for this one. I did like doing the candles though. That was fun. Day 20, cozy pumpkins. I drew pumpkin humans, or well, humans with pumpkin head, really, or just pumpkin humans, or just pumpkin people, whatever. Day 21, creepy carnival. I'm not a fan of this one, especially because of the clown funhouse, but it did the job for the Inktober. And then over here, I tried to, for day 22, I did spellcraft. I made like a kitchen or a witchy kitchen, or at least I tried making a witchy kitchen or something like that. You can see the spell book here, the cauldron. I tried to like do like bottles of herbs and stuff like that, but like it's not very noticeable. I probably should have added more shading and value. But anyways, I had a lot of fun with this, and it was. I think it's cute. And then this is supposed to be day 23 apothecary. So I drew a lot of stuff in glass jars and like added some books, some plants, roses, herbs, yada yada. And then here is day 24, which is costumes and disguises. I was trying to draw people in like costumes, but then like I got really bored of the prompt really quick because I did not like any of the references I was finding for like costumes and stuff. So this is what we have. I guess bear with me. Um, Day 25 through the cemetery. I tried drawing a cemetery, but I don't really think I did very well at it. I did rip SpongeBob SquarePants because this was around the time I was also really starting to dislike SpongeBob SquarePants because I was watching it on repeat for like months and months and months. And I was actually getting to a point where I was like, wow, he really is annoying. And yeah, I've started realizing that I don't really like SpongeBob anymore. Or at least at the time. um Day 26, Phantoms and Ghouls. I like this. I like how creepy it is. I don't know what I was doing here. I do wish the hands would have been seen better, though. It's just that with the shading of this one just messes up the hands. I do like his face. It's a little funny to me. And then day 27 is supposed to be catacombs. I looked at some catacombs on Pinterest, went off of a reference. I don't really think I liked it, but I also think I was in a little bit more of a rush at the time when I was doing this. Uh, I was definitely in a rush then. Don't know what is up with this. Day 28, tricks. Okay, I guess I wanted to make a clown or something, making tricks. Not a very good drawing, in my opinion. I do think I could have done better, but here we are. Day 29, treats. It's become obvious at this point that I definitely want to get this done. um, yeah, I drew some of my favorite candy. I really like gummy worms. At a point, I liked chocolate and was obsessed with it. I love candy corn and like those pumpkins from that like show up in fall. That's all like it's like candy corn, but it's pumpkins. And then I also like suckers. Day 30, Halloween traditions. I tried drawing pumpkin carving. It looks good and basic and to the point, which is what I like. Um, I would go back now and change the faces a bit, but of course, I would always go back and change something I have done in the past. um, Here's some more memes that I tried to draw at one point. I was gonna make stickers out of them, but then I was like, nah, they're just cute. Let's just keep them in the sketchbook. But yeah, these are from memes, more cat memes, I guess. And then here's me trying to do like a quick sketch of like an animal bone. I think it was like a skull. I'm pretty sure. Here's another actual human skull with mushrooms and stuff coming out of it. It was also another rough draft. I was trying to find a project for my pen pal and didn't like either of them. Here's my attempt at making grapes and making nature with acrylic pens. I didn't do very well, not as well as I wanted at least. Here's Kermit the Frog that I also drew with acrylic markers. I had a lot of fun with this. I was honestly just drawing in Kermit the Frog memes. Here's another Kermit the Frog meme. It says, "Go get sushi." I was gonna draw something else or write in something else, but I am pretty sure it was a little hostile. But I was like, let's not be mean to ourselves. So yeah. And then here's this because I guess we miss old computers from early 2000s. No, we don't. The loading was like so bad. um, and then I made a fruit sticker page because I don't know, I saw people do them and I was like, oh, that looks so fun. So here's my fruit sticker page. And here's my little trash page because I had excess trash. And I also had this from like a local business near me, but like they got bought out by another company, so like now this is most likely no longer viable and usable. So it's just become part of my sketchbook now. Here's some song lyrics from The Weekend. Really like the song. Anyways, I also try to do hair studies because I was thinking about it and I was like, maybe I should really work on my hair, especially if I'm gonna try to work on portraits again, because I was like in the mood to like go and learn that stuff again. So yeah. Uh, men's hair. I guess the first page was all women's hair. Yeah. Um, yeah. This second page is supposed to be men's hair. Third page is both men and women's hair, a mix of both. I do like how I end up making the hair be, and like the shading is like great sometimes. And then here's another portrait. Trying to learn that stuff. Portrait studies is what I meant to say. um, yeah, this actually helped me simplify it a little bit more, but I keep having to do portrait studies and like having to like do like the whole facial grafting again just because I keep struggling with like remembering where everything goes. Here's another thing that I tried to make for my pen pal, but like this was obviously another rough sketch. Um, I ended up not liking the outcome of like the painting. Well, I did like it because I was like, oh, it's very cute, it's very detailed. I really like the Christmas lights that I put in. But then like I did not like how I did the proportions of the cat. But like I also really liked it. I had a love hate for it for the final product. Um Here's some wings and feather studies. And then moving forward it's just a lot of swatches for like the brands that I use and some of the colors and stuff as well, like watercolors, acrylic paint markers. I also have it like coated, if that makes sense. By coated, what I mean is watercolor one, etc., etc. Mechanical pencil set one, or sorry, micro fine liner MFL or FL for fine liner, APM acrylic paint markers. And then here's some colored pencil swatches, alcohol marker swatches. And then here's like my swatch key thing. Yeah, the color swatches go backwards in the sketchbook because like I guess moving forward I make like art, but going backwards I have like the swatches. And then here's like an envelope with like a bunch of stuff like sticky notes written in. And the back of my sketchbook is these stickers. Oh, I should probably tell you guys where I got the stickers from. The pizza stickers and pepperoni and stuff. Well, and the Mario stickers, Super Mario stuff. I got them all as packs at Walmart. Um, I also got like an animal, and I got like a 300 something sticker set off of Amazon, which included these animal stuff and like these plants as well. And it also had some little worded, a small amount of worded stickers like this. this was also part of that set. Oh, I was also gifted a Tag on Titan stickers pack and Demon Slayer sticker packs. So I have both of those. Each sticker pack that I ended up having is like over 100 something stickers. So I just have like a ton of them and saved in like a whole box full of stickers at this point because I can't really control myself when it comes to buying stickers anymore. And yeah, I ended up drawing a one heater because it's supposed to indicate my first sketchbook. And then like I covered it with tape because it's acrylic marker and well, the initial sketchbook like thing is like glossy, so it was easily gonna come off, and I didn't want it to come off, but I didn't have like an actual spine to write like sketchbook one on, so here we go. And anyways, yeah, thank you for joining me on today's sketchbook tour. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed showing it to you. Um, yeah, let me know if there's anything in this sketchbook that was like your favorite part. Yeah. Um, please like, subscribe, drop a comment. I don't know. Just let me know if you actually like this or not. And I really hope to bring more sketchbook tours in the future, especially since I'm almost done with my second soon. I'm just not sure how long it'll take. Um, anyways, yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys.